Back everybody, so JoJo Rabbit movie review. So JoJo Rabbit was directed by Taiki Waititi, I hope that's how you say his name. He also stars in this movie as Adolf Hitler. We also got Roman Griffin Davis in this movie, Scarlett Johansson, Sam Rockwell, Stephen Merchant, Rebel Wilson, plus many, many others. So, Jojo Rabbit is a comedy kind of drama war movie, and this follows a lonely German boy in the name of Jojo who discovers his single mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their attic, and with the aid of his imaginary friend Adolf Hitler to help him through this kind of time or period in his life. Now, this is a very, very interesting movie for me. I went into this with not watching any of the trailers. Yes, I knew about this and I seen certain clips or little kind of TV spots about this movie, but apart from that, I didn't do any research on this in any way, shape, or form. So I went into this completely blind. And I have to be honest with you, I think this movie is absolutely fantastic. It does, for the first, say, three quarters of an hour to 50 minutes, display this as being a comedy drama movie with more comedy than the drama for the first half of this movie. The second half of this movie does take quite a dramatic turn, and there are even a bit in this movie that even brought a tear to my eye, and that's very, very rare for me to watch a movie and a certain scene in there brings a tear to your eye. The reason why this probably happened is because you do grow this very strong emotional attachment to the main character, as in Jojo, who basically gets given a nickname called Jojo Rabbit at the beginning of this movie, and I'm not going to give too much away about this movie as such. I'm just going to talk about how it feels and how I personally feel about this movie, because I generally really, really enjoyed this movie. I watched this morning and I was actually glued to the screen on this one. It was quite entertaining. There are slower moments in here, but they're not kind of too slow that you. They kind of fill it with a certain amount of comedy, but they never stray away from that kind of dramatic kind of feel, because essentially they are talking about, uh, you know, Germany in World War II with the Jewish, and like, so it's quite a serious subject, and I like how they tackle this as well. And the way they try and portray this. Now, there are certain points in this which are, like I said, there is a tearjerker moment in this, which I will go into slightly in a moment. To be fair, oh, actually, or maybe not. I'm not 100% sure if I want to give it away. I mean, to be honest with you, I just loved what they did here. They they were tackling a serious kind of subject, and they threw in some comedy to try and break up that seriousness, and it worked really, really well. Performances in this are absolutely fantastic. These are my own personal opinions, but the performances in this movie I think are absolutely fantastic. Namely, Roman Griffin Davis as Jojo. I think he is absolutely fantastic in this movie. You do grow quite a big emotional attachment to this kid, and you really start to sense his pain and his kind of conflicting kind of thoughts. So basically, obviously, he is a, kind of brought up. He wants to be a German soldier. You can see it. He's got that determination. That's what he wants. But where he's at such a young age, where he doesn't really understand everything that's going on in the world at the moment, with the introduction of a Jewish girl, it becomes a massive mind conflict for him, and hence the reason why he got the imaginary friend, as in Adolf Hitler, trying to guide him or keep him on that kind of German, you must be a German soldier path. But when the Jewish girl comes along, who isn't imaginary, who he does get to know, you start to see him transition, and it's just, I think they've done this really, really well. And the way they told the story, yes, sometimes it was a little bit hard to follow exactly what was going on, but the story itself, I really, really enjoyed. To be fair, like I said, the performance from Roman Griffin Davis is absolutely fantastic. I really, really did enjoy his performance. You also grow quite a strong emotional attachment to Scarlett Johansson, who is Jojo's mother or single mother in this one, and this is where the tearjerker moment comes in. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm on about. It's You do not see a lot, but it's very, very hard hitting. Let me put it like this: it does pull on your heartstrings quite well, and they played this off really, really well. To be fair, and it does pull on your heartstrings quite a lot. I did have a tear in my eye when watching this. I have to be honest with you, I did. It was kind of a strong moment in this movie, which I think it was that, but in this movie you got that balance between comedic factor and the drama factor, and they're balancing it out really really well, because it does flip on a coin just like that. Every now and again you can get a comedic moment, then straight away a very dramatic kind of moment as well, which, I think they balanced it really really well. I think they did it really really well. And they were just, I, I don't want to give too much away. I just found it really, really. I found it a really, really entertaining, enjoyable movie. It's exactly the same as Sam Rockwell's performance. He is more of a comedic part in this movie, that with one or two serious parts in this, which are played really, really well. Exactly the same with Rebel Wilson. She's more in there for that comedic kind of element. She doesn't really get to have so much of a serious role. She is just added there for just that kind of extra comedic factor. So she's not a huge role in this movie, but she does introduce a certain amounts of comedy in this. But it's not, she hasn't got anything majorly serious in this role. It's exactly the same as Stephen Merchant, but yet his character, he's playing the Gestapo kind of side of it, and yes, he is intimidated, and yes, it does come across. He does come across as quite scary, which is how you kind of imagine it. They're kind of intimidating people. They're there to do a job, and he plays it really, really well. And to be fair, and knowing that he is a Bristolian as well, and with him with a German voice and the way he looked, it was actually kind of scary. I have to be honest with you. It's not somebody I would like to come across at an age of 10. Let me put it like that. All in all, generally, I do like this movie. I really, really do. I do recommend this movie. I highly recommend this movie because I just liked what they did here. Just the way they put this across. Just there's your 1 second you'll get a comedic moment where you'll be laughing, and the next moment you could be like have a tear in your eye, and it's that balance. I think they worked it out really, really well while trying to tackle quite a strong subject, to be fair, especially for that time. And I think they just really, really did it well. Like I said, performances are absolutely fantastic. The way this was shot, I really, really enjoyed. Just try and see a young child's kind of perspective of war at that age, at that time. I just really, really enjoyed it, and that kind of conflicting kind of his kind of conflicting thoughts. He has an imaginary friend in the form of Adolf Hitler. That is his idol, but he's imaginary, and when somebody real comes along who he starts to attach himself to, and you see that transitional stage and that kind of moment, and towards the end of this movie where he gets to firsthand see the kind of effects of war, it changes the whole dramatic of this movie a lot, and I think it really, really worked really, really well. Like I said, the first 50 minutes, there is a lot more comedic moments than there is drama, but as the movie moves on, it does turn into more of a serious kind of movie with still comedic moments in there, which I think, like I said, are balanced really, really well. So if I was to give this a rating, I would give this a strong 9 out of 10. Strictly because of all those, I was so entertained by this movie. I really, really was. And there's not very many movies that can actually bring a tear to my eye. I do recommend this watch. Um, I I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.